Today I am going to demonstrate thread replacement. This is something that you see in vintage garments sometimes. It's not something I've seen a lot of, but some of the vintage garments that you find might have this technique used to add color to what otherwise would be a plain white fabric. To do thread replacement, in this particular sample, I am using fairy fabric, which, as you can see, is really, really sheer. It's almost like voile, but this is a Swiss fairy fabric. I know you can find it at farmhousefabrics.com, and it may be available in some of the other heirloom shops online or brick and mortar stores. You would have to investigate because it's not everywhere. Anyway, for this, I have already pulled out some of the threads. The idea of thread replacement is that you remove a few threads and then you replace it with a colored thread. And I will be using DMC floss. What you want to achieve is that a doubled layer or 2 strands of floss equal the amount of space occupied by the threads that you remove. So I didn't want to bore you with pulling out threads, so I've done some of this already. What you want to remember is you're going to have waste on either end of your fabric. So this is going to be for a bonnet crown, which is quite small. And I've only got maybe 1/2 inch on each of the outside edges, but I've got much more fabric allowed for on this end where I'm pulling the length of threads out. So just to show you, I carefully marked with a blue washout marker a little tiny dot on each end of one side of the fabric. And these are exactly 1/4 inch apart with a 1/2 inch space in the middle. You can use whatever spacing you choose for your project. But then exactly at that dot, I used a pin or the tip of a pin or a needle to pull out a little bit of the thread, and then you can just gently remove the rest of it. The second thread is always easier to remove than the first one. And for this fabric, 2 strands of floss are going to fill in the space where I've removed threads. So after you've pulled out your 2 threads in each area, then you want to pull out a little bit more thread because this thread needs to be tied around this loop here at the end of my doubled piece of floss. And again, you want your floss to be longer than the length that it needs to be so that you've got just a little extra to work with. So getting the strand of floss through the loop is the easy part. Once it's through the loop, you have to tie a little tiny knot, and that's the trickier part. And so you can see why you want to leave some extra thread there to wrap around. I'll see if I can do this without getting my head in the way. And I will sometimes take the tip of a needle so I managed to get it around, make the loop, and you just do an overhand loop, and then you want to tie that knot so that it's tight. And I always do 2 knots, or if you really are nervous about it, you can do 3, but creating this knot around your floss is really the hardest part of this whole process. Once your 2 or 3 knots are secured to the floss on one side of the fabric, you will need to remove enough thread, and it's the corresponding thread, so I did the outside thread, and you're going to need to remove enough of that so that you can get a hold of it and pull. And I'm right-handed, so I'm going to turn this around. A little easier for me to do it this way. But you want to be very gentle because you do not want to break this fine little thread. And as you can see, it is pulling through the fabric. If you have an instance where this thread breaks, then you can either choose to get this thread around a needle and weave in and out of the open area, which is really tricky, or you can pull out another thread next to it and try and tie that around the loop. Fortunately, I haven't had that happen, so I can't give you any tips on that other than to say I think that'd be a nightmare. But I suspect that, you know, years ago on these vintage garments, that's probably exactly how they did it. So, there you go. Our first thread replacement has been done, and now I'll repeat that on these other ones. And you can see, I'll show you from this end, where the 3 threads that have been removed here are equal to 2 strands of floss here, which is why it goes through and it fills in the space so nicely. If you're using a different fabric, you'll have to experiment, and I would always experiment on a fabric. Floss will also work for this technique, but 1 strand of floss is about the equivalent in diameter as 2 strands of floss. So if you wanted to put the doubled 2 strands of floss through this fabric, you would have to remove more threads because a doubled piece of floss would not fit into this area where 3 strands have been removed. Just to show you the difference, here I have 2 strands of floss right next to the 2 strands of floss, and you can see that you're going to need more threads removed if you were going to use this on this particular fabric. Now, I would not recommend using floss on the fairy fabric. That's my personal thought on that, because I feel like that would be too heavy. 1 strand would be fine, but with 1 strand, you can't use this technique of tying it on. The floss would probably work better on a linen fabric that has thicker threads in it. So again, you're going to want to experiment to see what will work best if you're choosing different fabrics. I wanted to show another example of the thread replacement. My first example was on fairy fabric, which is extremely sheer. This is also a sheer fabric, but you can see it is not as sheer, and that is because it is a tighter weave. This fabric is a cotton batiste. So to get the same results, I first pulled out 3 threads, and then the fourth thread was the one that I tied on to the floss. And that seemed to be the right ratio. I don't think I could have gotten by with only pulling out 2 threads, just because a tighter weave means that the threads are closer together, and therefore I felt like I needed to pull that extra thread out in order to get the same results and to be able to pull this through. But as you can see, that works quite well. Um, if I were going to do a project out of this cotton batiste, I might try pulling 2 threads out and seeing if that worked, but I kind of could go either way. So I just wanted to share this one with you as well. The other thing I want to mention is how important accuracy is. So I received this uh, as a kit that somebody had partially completed, and they had done most of the thread replacement. There were still a couple of pieces that I needed to do the thread replacement. This is one that is going to bother me. All her other ones were very accurate, but if you look closely, you can see that the 2 threads on the right are slightly closer together than the 2 threads on the left. And just to show you the comparison, if you fold this up and place the right threads over the left threads, you can see it is slightly off. And once I notice that, I can't unsee that, so it bothers me. So if I have enough fabric left, I will cut out all the other pieces first. And if I have another piece of fabric left that I can cut out this block for the sleeve, I will do that and get the threads appropriately apart from each other. But that's just an example of why when I shared that you put a little dot at the end of the fabric and then you make sure you pull out exactly that dot. Um, I think it's a little easier to see on the turquoise here, but you can see this one, the threads were just a little bit closer. I think that's a minor problem, but it can be easily avoided if you make sure that you are very accurate with your measuring and with pulling out the